Streamers with DJ Damashii. You're listening to us live on MSP Waves Radio, hosted by the Minnow Support Project, a community of Steemit users who are dedicated to helping newcomers to the Steem blockchain achieve success through community building, networking, and mutual support. I'm DJ Damashii, also known as Rodeo670 on Steemit, and you're tuning in to the 18th live broadcast of the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in to the previous 17 episodes. And thank you, of course, to everyone tuning in right now. Before I begin, I do have to inform you all that MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii is provided for educational and informational purposes only. Alright, so, tonight's episode, in light of recent events here in the Salt Lake City EDM community, last week I kind of went on this tirade, and so this week I wanted to bring the focus back to, to why we're even raving in the first place, to PLUR, right? And so, before I go into that though, let me play a song for you all. You guys who have been tuning in for a while know that I like to start my show off with a song. So, here is Babylon, the Azax and Avalon remix by Congo Rock. All right, we're back, everyone. And again, that was the Azax and Avalon remix of Babylon by Congo Rock. And yeah, so here we go, right into the heart of Babylon, right? Yeah, so as I was saying, you know, all this recent ugliness that's been going on in the Salt Lake community, it's really kind of shaped my last show and this show. But this time I want to, you know, like I said, I want to focus on a more positive thing. And so, you know, even though a lot of this ugliness is still kind of going on, despite everybody's desire to move on, I just wanted to try to bring the focus back to what's important, you know, to why we rave, basically. And so, yeah, that's gonna be my episode for tonight for this first hour. And then in the second hour, we'll have Julian Lyman of Rave Relief come onto the show, and we're gonna learn a lot of stuff about Rave Relief and about his little dancing persona, the dancing beard. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys will stick through the show and learn about all that stuff. All right, so yeah, let's talk about you know what, actually, let's play another song. We'll play another song. I'm gonna go drink some water, and we'll be right back. This is Valor by Jason Ross. All right, we're back, everyone. Again, that was Valor by Jason Ross. Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys, everybody who's tuned in right now. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for choosing to spend 2 hours of your night with me every Wednesday to hear me talk about EDM culture and all that good stuff. Hey, thank you for tuning in. You guys are all awesome. If I'm going to be talking about PLUR, I have to go over my EDC story from last year to a certain extent. I won't go like too deep in depth or whatever. But so basically this is like my second time in the EDM scene. My very first time was back in like 2011 was when I really dove headfirst into the EDM scene. And I was going back then for the wrong reasons. I saw the whole party aspect of it, and that's what drew me into raving at first. Was I was very ignorant back in those days, my younger self, and all I thought raves was this place that people went to go do drugs and get fucked up and forget about the whole world, right? But and so that's what I used to go for years and years. And eventually I got jaded, because you can only really keep up with that kind of lifestyle for so long before you get tired of it, and you just kind of wake up one morning and you're like, why am I even still doing this? Like, what's the point of it all? But anyway, that led to me stopping with the whole rave thing for a good like maybe 2 or 3 years. And it wasn't until after I moved back to Utah that I started like slowly kind of returning to the rave scene. And last year I went to EDC completely on a whim. I had no plans, nothing at all. And I was just like, you know what? I have my ticket. I need to go to EDC. It's going to happen. Whatever happens, happens. Things are going to work out. That's the mentality that I had. And sure enough, I went out to EDC and everything just kind of fell into place. It was just like, I don't know, it was kind of as if the universe were just telling me, like, yes, you're supposed to be here. Don't worry. Everything's going to be taken care of. And it was just such an amazing experience going to EDC and seeing everybody truly, like, taking care of each other and checking up on each other. The amount of PLUR that you see at EDC is ridiculous, and it just completely blew my mind because everywhere I looked, people were offering each other water and like were fanning each other, offering each other gum, that kind of stuff, and just really, making sure that everybody was having as good a time as they were, and it was so beautiful. It was such an amazing thing that learning that, realizing, witnessing for myself what PLUR truly means and represents and what it actually embodies. That's the part of the EDM scene, the EDM culture, the EDM lifestyle that truly drew me in as a raver, and that's why I go. That's why I continue to go, because PLUR is everywhere, and so yeah. Whew. With that, let me play you guys another track. This one is called "We're All We Need," and it's by Above and Beyond. All right, we're back, everyone. You're tuned in right now to the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio, and you just heard "We're All We Need" by Above and Beyond. So, yeah, I decided tonight I'm gonna go talk about PLUR. Peace, love, unity, and respect. The central tenets of our lovely, beautiful, wonderful EDM culture, right? So, I played that song "We're All We Need" by Above and Beyond because I feel like it's a song that really, that just really embodies the P of PLUR, peace. You know, it really, I mean, it really emphasizes that we're all we need as we are. You know, like this person in front of you, that's all we need. You don't need to come up with some, like, you know, facade persona to present to other people at a rave. That's Nobody cares about that stuff. You can just be who you are, you know, and that's where that peace comes from. It's this peace, you know, from knowing that you're free to be whoever you are and express your innermost true self without any sort of fear of being judged by others around you. You know, it's this peace of mind that you obtain when, you know, when you let down all your walls and you can just feel completely free to just be who you are instead of projecting this image, you know, of this image of yourself that you think other people think you're like, you know, because that gets so stressful, you know, like I mean, that's like everybody's kind of default operating mode in society, I feel like, and that's where a lot of people's stress comes from, is that we're always trying to put up this front for people when in reality nobody cares about that front. Like, people would rather just have you be yourself, but we've grown up in this society conditioned to think that we have to put out this front for everyone. And so that's the kind of peace that you find within a rave. That is the peace of PLUR. And so moving on to love, I'm going to play this song called Perfect Love by Ali and Fila. All right. Again, everyone, that was Perfect Love by Ali and Fila. So, let's talk about love, the second letter of PLUR. Love, it really is up for interpretation. Everybody's going to define it differently, what have you. But for me, personally, when we talk about the love within PLUR, for me, it refers to the unconditional love that people express for each other within the walls of the rave. It's this love that we feel when we remember that we're all one human family. And that's the only thing that matters. It's looking in the eyes of someone who has like a different skin color from you, or comes from a different country, someone who believes in a different religion, someone who doesn't believe in any religion, someone whose political ideology doesn't match up with your own, and even someone who identifies with a different sexuality. It's looking them in the eye, knowing that you're different and loving them anyway, because you both understand that the important thing is that you're both human beings who still have so much to share with each other, regardless of all your differences. None of those differences matter. And that's the kind of, sense of pure love that we try to instill through PLUR. That's how I see it anyway. And I mean, everybody that I've spoken to about it is kind of on the same page with that. So, that's love, guys. And with that, you know what? I kind of forgot to queue up a certain song here, so I'm having to find it now with this other playlist, my master playlist. I don't know how I could have forgotten to queue up this track, but somehow I did. But anyway, I found it. This is Divinity by Porter Robinson. All right. And we're back, everyone. Again, that was Divinity by Porter Robinson. And you're listening to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. All right. So, that song, Divinity by Porter Robinson, I feel like, although there wasn't like an overt theme of unity, that was still kind of the vibe that track put out. And so that's why I decided to play that track before I started talking about the U of PLUR, which is unity. So, we've gone over peace, we've gone over love, and now it's time to talk about unity. Unity in PLUR, it stems from that love that we just got done talking about. And, this understanding that we are all of us, we are all in this together. It's the bonds that we form with the people that we meet and connect with at these EDM festivals, at these raves, and it's the promise that we will have each other's backs and look out for each other's well-being. It's this, it's this sense of communion that we feel in each other's presence as we're out there on the dance floor, raging together like nothing else in the world matters. Because realistically, nothing in the world does matter. When you're out at the rave, it's just you and the people and the music and the good vibes. And that's literally what unites everyone. It's, oh man, this unity, it's this outstretched hand, that freely offers you a stick of gum or a sip of water, whatever else you might be needing at that moment. It's people who come up to you and check up on you and make sure that you're doing okay. It's that random passerby who stops to ask you, if you need anything or if you're doing all right when it seems like you're way too tired already after dancing for hours. It's such an unparalleled sense of true unity that I haven't been able to find anywhere else, and that's the beautiful thing about the rave. It's truly something magical, guys. I love it. I love every second of it. And so, yeah, with that, I'm going to play you guys another song. This one is called Count on You by Tidy and Coleman.
everything in existence.
Oops. Oh, man. Alright, we're back, everyone, again. That was Count on You by Tidy and Coleman. And we've been talking tonight about PLUR, peace, love, unity, and respect, the central tenets of our beloved EDM culture and lifestyle. So, before I played that song, I talked about unity. And so now it's time to talk about the last letter of PLUR, R, respect. So, respect, for me anyway, respect reminds us to be respectful not only of each other, but also of our environment and of the event, of the venue that we're at. It's this heartfelt sorry that you say when, if you accidentally bump into someone while you're dancing. And then it's their genuine response of like, oh, no worries, or you're fine, or whatever, whatever they end up saying. It's this understanding that, regardless of what someone is wearing or not wearing for that matter, any sort of harassment is definitely never okay, even if, you're kind of doing it in a light-hearted manner or whatever. It's this respect it's the act of picking up after yourself, and disposing of your garbage in the proper receptacles, the proper trash cans or recycling bins, instead of just tossing things wherever they may fall once you're done with them. It's each and every single one of us doing our part, not only to have a good time ourselves, but to try to ensure that everyone involved, everyone there, your fellow festival goers, the staff that works the event, and the vendors that are there to sell their goods, and peddle their merchandise to us. It's that respect it includes all of them, and it's just trying to make sure that everybody is having a good time right there with us. Because without all of those people, we would not be having such an experience. And so that's like a huge part of the respect within PLUR. And I think that's something that most people kind of forget about, what all falls under that respect, because every event I go to, I see people just tossing their trash on the floor while they're dancing and leaving it there for people to step on and stomp on. I've seen people like completely slip over bottles that were left on the floor. It's really bad, guys. That would be another reason to pick up after yourself and throw stuff away instead of just leaving them on the floor. It's honestly for safety purposes, really. But yeah, that's respect for you guys, the R of PLUR. And so, with that, let me play another song for you guys. This one is called We Are God by Cyber.
Everything in existence.
Aha. That's the second cue in a row I've missed. Sorry, guys. Once again, you just heard We Are God by Cyber. Yeah, and so I wanted to play that because I feel like it kind of ties everything in, you know, every single letter of PLUR, the peace, the love, the unity, and the respect. I feel like it just ties it all together and kind of reminds you, know, it says like, we are God, we are everything, like, we're all connected, and so we should just be nice to each other and kind to each other and loving because we're all the same, you know? I mean, I don't know. That's just how I see it. But anyway, before I go into my next segment, I do have to remind all the listeners that MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii is provided for educational and informational purposes only. So, now that I've gone over peace, love, unity, and respect, let's talk some more about why we rave. You know, like I said earlier at the start of the show, I was one of those people who, the clueless people who go to raves for the wrong reasons, you know. Yeah, I didn't know what it was about, and I was part of the problem back then, apparently, you know. But I mean, really, the only way that we can like kind of thin those numbers out is by doing our part to spread PLUR and to teach newcomers PLUR, and you know, I mean, I get it, guys. I get that it can be frustrating because not everybody is open to hearing about that, and not everyone is open to, you know, to functioning from that level. And I mean, really, the only thing we can do is do our part to spread the word and to share it, and people will come at it from, you know, from their own personal level of understanding and development. And eventually, I'd like to believe, my idealistic self, you know, I'd like to believe that everybody will come around eventually someday. You know, here's to hoping, right? Got my fingers crossed. But yeah, you know, there's been a lot of talk since I've come back to this scene. And a lot of people are like, oh, PLUR is dead. Like, you know, fuck PLUR, etc., etc. Like, and I mean, honestly, you know, PLUR is only dead if you allow it to be. You know, it really is what you put into it and how you perceive things that determines whether or not PLUR is alive. You know, because it's not this magical force that, like, you know, lives or dies just randomly. It you know, think of it like a garden, I guess. You have to keep watering it to watch the flowers grow, basically. And so, you know, PLUR can't be dead if you yourself choose to continue to live PLUR and spread PLUR and teach PLUR to other people. You know, because it really does come down to us, each and every single one of us who raves and who enjoys this kind of lifestyle because of how at peace and how at home we feel. You know, and I know it's not just me. A lot of my friends who I've spoken to, they tell me every single time that, you know, it's the PLUR that keeps bringing them back. It's the music and the vibe of PLUR that it brings with it, that really keeps them coming back every single time. You know, it's those insane connections that we make with people as part of that PLUR thing. You know, it's I mean, my God, you know, so many people think it's just about the drugs, but really, if you take a step back and try to talk to people that you meet at raves and ask them why they're there, the amount of times you will hear people say, you know, EDM saved my life, and then go off on an entire, like, life story thing. I mean, everybody, dude, it's insane. The insane stories that I've heard from the people that I've met who, you know, they will swear up and down that EDM saved their life and that finding PLUR was the best thing that ever happened to them because it took them out of this really dark place and reminded them of the true beauty that is abundant in today's world if you can just, you know, turn off the news for a second and turn off that fear and hate propaganda box and really look at your neighbor and connect with your neighbor on a human level. You know, that's the kind of magic that happens at raves, and that's why I keep coming back. That's why so many people keep coming back. Oh, man. All right. Yeah. And with that, I'm going to play you guys another song. This one is called Beautiful Creatures by Illenium. Alright, we're back, everyone, and again, you just heard Beautiful Creatures by Illenium. Thank you guys so much. Thank you again for being here and for tuning in to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. This is the 18th live broadcast of the show, and I appreciate you all being here with me tonight and choosing to spend 2 hours of your Wednesday night with me here. to listen to me talk about EDM culture and whatnot. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much. So we've been talking about PLUR. And the reason I got onto this subject again is because of all the ugliness that's been going on in Salt Lake City and our EDM community here lately. And I just wanted to bring a focus back into the important thing and what really matters with raving. There have been a lot of people talking in the local community, people I've been meeting lately, and just talking about the state of the community. Who have recently expressed that they're really disappointed in the way that a lot of people chose to conduct themselves in regards to all this crazy drama that's been going on. And several people have told me that they're starting to compile, like, I don't know, a kind of list of of businesses and artists who are just doing it for the money. And who aren't really in it for the community and for the PLUR, so that they know who not to support. And then they're coming up with this other list of companies and artists and stuff who are about the music and who are about the community and who they can see, they've demonstrated every time they're completely about PLUR and they believe in PLUR and want that to be the prevailing vibe. And I think it's pretty interesting that all of this drama has kind of inspired people to take that route. I think it really says something about the people in our scene and what we're really here for. The fact that so many people were so appalled by it that they chose to really take action on it and to stand their ground and stick to their guns about why they rave and what they're about, because people are about PLUR, and we want to build a scene here in Salt Lake City that's based off of peace, love, unity, and respect. We want a scene here that feels unified, and we want a scene where we can support all these local artists and DJs and not not bring them down and not push them down or make fun of them for mistakes that they've made in the past and all that craziness. I feel like if we're really going to build a strong scene here in Salt Lake, if we're really going to build a scene that separates us from the rest of the EDM markets out there, we really have to build it on PLUR, which is why I'm really interested in seeing if these people's method will take hold and inspire other people to start thinking about which artists and companies in our scene are really about the community and are really about the PLUR and building that mindset and shared success with everyone. It's going to be really, really interesting to watch it play out. So, let's. It is now 7:00, and my guest should be here any minute. I actually haven't heard from him since before the show started, so I'm kind of nervous right now. But he does have my address, and I told him to just message me when he gets here so I can, play a song and let him in or whatever. And so, yeah, guys, I'm going to play a song, I guess, for you guys. This one is called In the Dark, and it's by Tiesto. It's one of the classics. Alright, we're back, everyone. This is The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio, and you just heard In the Dark by Tiesto. Alright, so that was actually perfect timing because, like, 5 seconds after I played that track, they messaged me saying that they were here. So,
made it.
I am joined now by Julian of Rave Relief and Asher of Rave Relief. And Julian's girlfriend is here with us as well. Christina.
Hi.
So, guys, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I appreciate you guys spending your time here and helping me to understand more about Rave Relief.
You know, it's an honor and you know what a privilege it is to be here. And thank you for reaching out to us and you know how it all started is what you mentioned or messaged me a few weeks ago, saying you heard about what we do for the community and like to learn more about it. So, Asher's my partner, and we have so much ahead of us, much behind us.
What do you want to cover?
So let's start off with the basics first. How did Rave Relief come about? How did you guys form it?
I actually founded it, and in about November of 2015, I'd never done anything, and I went to a show and I did it wrong, and I took things that I did not test, and I had a really bad time. And then I actually don't even remember. I just remember waking up on the ground with somebody helping me, getting me water and checking my pulse and all this stuff. And the whole time, it was such a transformative experience because some people might just be helped and be like, "Oh, thank you." But for me, I was helped, and I'm like, I need to be doing this for other people. Like it was like the biggest. It was like the biggest. Honestly, the biggest night of my entire life because I've never felt so utterly inspired to that I had to create it for everybody else. So that was the event. It was at an Excision show at Saltaire.
Oh, okay.
And then I just started it a few months later. I just started going to shows, and well, actually, it gets what I started to do. Yeah, it's a hell of a story of growing, but eventually we came around to going to underground shows because we started with underground shows
at
Switch like techno shows, house shows.
Okay.
Yeah, and that community just embraced us so much, and eventually I ran into Julian at the Fallout, what is now called Switch, at a quality control show.
Quality control?
Yes, and I saw Julian dancing, literally. So he used to cut concrete, and he had these big boots, big construction boots, right? So the first time I see him, he's got no shirt on, just his construction jeans and big giant boots, and he's just going so hard that I'm like, I just saw the raw passion and love for like the music, and he was getting everybody else involved, and it was so much that I saw him one weekend, and I remember I met him and I said like, "Oh, it's so great to meet you. Thank you so much for your energy." And then he stuck in my head. And over the next couple weeks, I saw him again, and I was just like, I need to do something with him. I have to do something. Like this guy, I just have to work with him in some way. Yeah. And so the way it occurred to me, and I'm like, he brings so many good vibes to the show that it actually would be a good thing, a good idea, to me, to actually have us sponsor him as a Rave Relief sponsored dancer.
Okay.
That's how it started.
Meaning that I wanted to think, how can I help him do this? Mm-hmm. And in my brain, I'm like, well, if he's going to be doing it anyway, the way we can do it is we can sponsor him with a ticket. That's
how it started.
I'm going to sponsor him because I believe he brings that much love to the show. Mm-hmm. And then I did that, and he just started coming back, and more than just being a sponsored dancer, he has started volunteering, and then he's become, honestly, part of the leadership of Rave Relief. And leading it massively in a large way. Oh. And I'm beyond grateful for Julian.
Yeah.
Likewise.
The dancing beard.
Well,
Julian. Oh my God.
And it's been a crazy one, Like, for me it started, it's like right after my 30th birthday. My whole life got turned around, bunch of just random stuff that had my, like ex left me, and one of my best friends died like the day of my birthday, and like all this stuff, and I was overwhelmed. That was probably the saddest I've ever been in my life. And I heard about some random underground show, and I knew nobody in the community. I've been at heart I'm a reggae and underground hip hop fan, and techno and EDM is all relatively still new to me. And so I heard about this one random show. It's either take a bath with my toaster or go dance by myself. And I went by that one time, yeah. And then, man, I remember the moment where just the light when it all caught me. It was like, this is what I love. It's like there's this one where I looked around and it didn't matter, who you were, big and tall, or black, white, gay, straight. It's like you looked around and everybody had this smile from ear to ear, and you were loved and embraced, and you were. You could be yourself, or you could be anybody else you want to be. As long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, you can be loved and accepted at one of our events. And that's what I just remember looking around. I'm getting goosebumps, thinking about it right now. But I just remember it's like, oh, this is beautiful, And then, yeah, I got to talking to Asher. I think we still have the video, the first video he took of me dancing on stage. Aww. And it was like, there's all this stroke going on. My feet were going fucking berserk. And like, I remember, so he messaged me like a few weeks later. I remember it was the Monday, it was like a Monday morning, I'm getting ready for work, and he was like, I started Rave Relief to better the music scene in its entirety. He's like, that being said, any show that you're at and present at is better because of your presence, and then therefore I want to offer you the first sponsored dancing, and then it just was blown up.
It was like sponsored dancer, yeah, it was just like,
I was like, yeah, I'll come dance, do whatever. I'll come dance, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, carry that water, and
I
then...
should probably go through the basics, like, of
what
Rave Relief is, how it operates.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
We're a humanitarian nonprofit that seeks to reduce harm in the electronic dance music scene through bodily health, sanctuary, and information. So the bodily health part of that is hydration and hearing protection. So we have booths at concerts, raves, again, shows.
Events of all kinds,
and we set up hydration stations. And they're not just hydration stations. It's like a hydration station with people who care about your well-being behind it. So if if anybody needs
come take a seat, come get a hug.
And I have people coming up asking for Band-Aids, asking just to someone to talk to, like anything. And so we create this magical space at shows where anybody who's in need, if you need something, just come to us. Like, we are there for you. Like, even if we don't have it, we know where we can get it.
And if not, we'll have it by the next
like a
time.
Band-Aid or whatever. If someone needs a water bottle and I don't have bottles, I can go find a bottle for it. Like, we are there to make sure that the show is better for every. The experience is good, because I had that bad experience, and that was awful. It was one of the most wonderful things in my life because it started Rave Relief. It was an awful experience. There's a reason that I started Rave Relief. I was sick for 2 weeks after that in bed because of my poor decisions. Like, it was really, really hard for me, but it was that harshness of that experience that made me realize I have to help other people. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and so, I started Rave Relief, and then I didn't even know that Dance Safe existed.
Okay.
So I just started Rave Relief as
your own entity.
Just my own entity. And then I learned about Dance Safe. I don't know if you know anything about Dance Safe.
I know a little bit about it. I'm not like an expert or anything, but
right. So they do the same thing. It's harm reduction. Shows they're a harm reduction organization.
It's on a much grander scale.
Yes, except for they were already larger. So they have something called chapters, meaning any local area can become a chapter of Dance Safe. So you can be. So basically, what I realized is that I had started Rave Relief, and I was like, oh, I'm the same thing. I am Dance Safe. I'm just Rave. I called myself Rave Relief, but I am Dance Safe. So then I became a chapter of Dance Safe. So we are the Salt Lake City chapter of Dance Safe, meaning that we represent Dance Safe, which is a much larger, so we're a full 501(c) nonprofit organization. We accept donations and can give you tax certificates for them.
And it helps us help you. Donations go straight back to you guys, man.
It's that joining of Dance Safe was like a really, really big professional step up, because I just made this thing, and then I realized that it fit into this puzzle piece of a larger thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so how long in like Rave Relief's lifespan did the whole Dance Safe thing come into play?
Oh, only about a year.
Oh, okay.
Year and a half.
Until we got like official with them. I mean, now they've sent us a bunch of now we have their attention. We've had people from Dance Safe chapters.
It's
I had
been
somebody from Florida that hit me up, and you guys are killing it. I actually just had some personal like emails with the president saying we're blowing chapters out of the water, and a lot of it's just showing up. It's like we do our best not to miss a show, or to be present as many things. And I mean, you can't help anybody if you're not there, and it's just become. Now we're getting a lot of attention. Dance Safe's looking at us. Hopefully now, what up, Dance Safe?
Yeah. Yeah, we're repping. We are dancing. We're Rave Relief, but we are a chapter of dancing.
Man, we're just people that we live our day-to-day lives. We do our own things, and this whole underground community, it saved my life. You know, that's what I was saying. I was in a really dark spot, and Asher found me, and it gave me something to live for. It gave me something. You know, it changed my whole life. Now it's like I still do my day-to-day job. I'm just a regular guy, but at our events, I feel like this overwhelming. Just
you're a powerful force.
well, I wouldn't be me without the community. You know, I would.
Yeah.
With that 2 years ago, I never knew, you know, anything about this whole secondary lifestyle, which is now becoming my first. You know, it's like. It's been just a really beautiful thing. And it took me to getting broken down to nothing. So if any of you are out there having a hard time, just keep fighting. We recently just lost a really good DJ friend of ours from from the NSK family. His name was Mr. Pinky. Speaking of that, we have a huge benefit show this Friday at the Art Factory. Omnimity Moons. Omar's throwing it on. It's all going to donating to his family and his kids that would love all of your support. Mr. Pinky was a very, very valuable member to our family and our music scene, and just a personal friend of mine. And anything you can do, if anything, just show up, wear as much pink as you can, and ready to dance. But Friday, Art Factory, we'll see you there. But you know, we have so much coming up. I mean, I kind of just jumping all over the place because we have so much to say. But,
yeah, do you have any questions?
You know, it's just...
So let's see. Are you still like really good friends with the people that helped you that night then, and like caused you to?
I'm still in contact, but they were. Actually, what's funny is the people who helped me were old friends from high school that I lost touch with.
Okay.
And then they recognized me at the show and saw that I needed help. So it was kind of like a reunion with friends that I had known from before, and so I stay in touch with them.
Okay.
It was just like a one-time touch. Like they entered into my life. So that I could
you never know who you're gonna.
Isn't that crazy?
You never know who you're gonna.
Isn't it crazy how life works that way?
Crazy.
Blows my mind, guys.
You know, and it goes more than just like here's a water for a thirsty person. And man, there's been some we had this desert festival last year, and police came, and it's the 6th year they've done this party, and they've shut it down every year. So I don't know why they keep doing it. Either way, this is the first time they had us, and we had our booth lit up, and everything was huge bonfire. And I mean, it was out of control, and there's a bunch of younger, event goers that don't know protocol, especially in a desert environment.
This was way out in the desert.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing around.
Someone just builds a giant ass bonfire, huge bonfire, way out in the desert. They just have a trailer that they've converted into a stage, and they just built the bonfire, put the trailer in front of the bonfire. That's the show.
It was rowdy, man, and a lot of these younger
kids.
The issue
is so many people came, like way more than they expected. That I actually had to, in the middle of the night, I had to take my truck and just drive through the desert.
We went
to get
hundreds and hundreds of gallons
because there was so much, so much traffic that I just had to use my truck and make my own road and get the hell out so that I could get to the road to go out to buy more water to come back. Because we ended up going through nearly 120 gallons that night.
Wow,
at least.
Yeah.
And then
which is crazy.
So
yeah,
and if we hadn't been there, that's 120 gallons of water distributed.
Nobody had anything.
Wow.
They were
just wouldn't have been distributed.
Yeah.
Nobody had anything, and it was horrible.
So the police came, and they come right to our booth. It's the only thing lit up. It's official, and they were super cool, but they were very concerned, what's going on? And they came right to us, and we mediated the whole thing. And they're like, I was like, what can I do to help you guys or keep you guys happy? And he's like, well, I see you guys are trying to make this, as professional as you can do it, and it's. You're actively trying to make this, safer deal. So he's like, tell you what, I got a call about some kid that needs some help, that some, medical issues or this and that. And he's like, well, what can I do? He's like, you get that kid to me and we can figure it out, his problem, then we'll go from there. So sure enough, I go up, I stop the DJs, I get the mic, and, I'm like, if there's anybody with any medical needs or needs some attention, please bring them immediately to my booth. And thank you and this and that. And sure enough, this kid's get dragged over to our place. His eyes are in the back of his fucking head. Jesus. He's convulsing. He's barely breathing. We had an on-site EMT there that was helping out, but the officer and I went back and forth and we deliberated. We're like, all right, let's get this kid in the ambulance. He's going down. So sure enough, they get him out of there, and then I had contact with the police officer. They let us continue. They saw that they stayed around for a while. They made sure that everything was cool, but they saw that we were actively trying to make it, a safe environment for everybody, and they let us continue through the wee hours. And then the next couple of days, I got a call from him, and he said, without us, that kid would have died. And so it's more than just here's a water, are you thirsty? Or it's, man, we've saved lives, and I can't wait to save more. And that's why, I mean, same thing is you never know who you're going to impact. You know, somebody saw Asher curled in a ball somewhere and helped him out for one night, and then he started this chain reaction of just people helping people and having fun doing it.
Yeah,
what's life if you're not having some fun?
Yeah.
You know?
That's why you're so awesome, Julian, is that you help people with your heart, but you have the most fun at the same time. So that's why it's so authentic, because people look at Julian and they say, like, that's an authentic heart who's enjoying himself.
It's crazy.
And wants everybody else to get into it, and it's just infectious.
Like, people ask me, like, how did you learn to dance if you've been, like, dancing your whole life and this and that? And I've been front center at every show since I can remember, but not necessarily like, dancing on stage or as a performer. And, like, eventually people ask me, how do you dance like that? And I stopped caring what people thought behind me. If you can get out of your head, and most people are so self-conscious about, you know, doing the wrong step or whatever, if you can just let that go, and you can just, well, it's amazing the breath of fresh air you can have when you can let that go. And that's one of my favorite things about doing what I do is, yeah, when we're doing the, you know, the hydration and rave relief, but then as a dancing beard, I have the opportunity to go immerse myself in the crowd and meet individuals. I mean, hundreds, and now it's turning into thousands of people that I've personally connected with, and that, you know, like, it's that one guy, the guy in the back, or the woman in the back, that's like, they're there and they're jamming a little bit, but they don't even know how hard they need to jam. And I see him, I'll spot him out, and I'm like, I'm gonna get him. And I just like, fuck everybody, let's go, boom, boom. And then you see somebody for the first time just like, let go. And it's like, some beautiful moments. There's this one, I always tell this story, but there's this one guy, I was at one of our quality control shows, and he's mid-40s, like, businessman, suit and tie, and he's in the back. He's either an undercover cop or he just needed to get out for the night. And he's kind of jamming. And I was like, dude, I'm going to get that guy. And he was like, fuck it, let's go. And boom, boom, we just killed it, you know. And then, like, a couple weeks later, I was at Smith's or whatever, doing our day-to-day thing, because we are real people. We don't just rave all the time, just half the time. And, you know, I'm going, and I see him with his wife and his two kids, and we walk right by each other, and we both acknowledge each other. It was like two Jeep drivers, like, driving by each other, just kind of give them the nod. You know, and I wasn't trying to put him on blast in front of his family. If anything, that dude just needed to dance for a night. But we just like head nod. We just went on separate ways. But for that one night, I just remember like, let's go, bro, boom, and like, that's why I do it. That one dude, he'll remember that just the way I do, and just those connections. Our network it's blasting. We're getting a lot of love and support. Once again, thank you for having us on your show. You know, it means a lot. You know, you never know who we can reach and who can potentially help us reach more people. If you're interested in sponsorships, we would love to help. You know, it's like Jerry Maguire, like, help us help you. We need donations. We have a lot of big plans. We're gonna do a big fundraiser show. We pretty much got the green light at E11.
Yeah.
So if we got the green light, we're gonna do a fundraiser party. We need help to make sure that we have what we need to take care of our family. So we're gonna get some online donations set up. We're gonna have a big fundraiser. So if you wanna, please like our page, Rave Relief. Instagram's working on it, but Facebook, please hit us up. You can message both Asher and I personally if you have any questions. We need more good volunteers that do it for the right reasons. It doesn't have to be my reason or Asher's reason. Your reason's fine enough, as long as you're doing it out of heart, not for a free ticket and all that bullshit, because it ain't free. We put in work. But it's about this community that it's just blossoming right now, and it's such an honor to be pushing the front charge with these guys, all of us, to do our all small part. You know, like,
yeah,
we have such an amazing crew. We have, you know, the most incredible lighting technicians and sound guys, you know, Matt Miller and Light Tribe. We got, you know, warehouses. We got everything. We just need you guys, and we need your support. You know, so if there's any potential sponsorships, you have a small local business that you want to help, small local guys that are trying to do big things, fucking give us some love, or just, you know, come to one of our shows and see us in action and then go from there. But, man, we have so much to talk about. I mean, hell, we might have to come over a few more times, and I think we can squeeze all the rave relief I want to squeeze out in this session, man. But Friday, Art Factory, Omnimity Moon Show, fundraiser for Cody. I'll keep mentioning it. We need you there.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Cody.
So, I'm gonna pause real quick on this little interview portion to play some music for the audience. Give us some time to breathe for a little while and you know, hang out. This one, guys, is Memories by Andrew Bayer.
living there too.
Okay.
And we're back!
We're back, everyone. This is the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. And we are here with the guys from Rave Relief.
Rave Relief!
Alright, so, let's see. I want to know more about this dancing beard thing. How did this name and this identity, this persona come about?
It kind of started as a joke. I mean, I had a beard and I was like, do I want to cut concrete the rest of my life? And I was good at it. I was top of my field, working with an incredible team and this and that, but I've been doing it for 10 years. I'm like, I don't know. I was like, well, if now's the time, then ever. And I got, some support by a random stranger. Was like, hey, let me support you being a dancer, whatever. And it's just that it just started kind of slowly developing. It didn't always, like, I wasn't the dancing beard, when Asher found me. No. It just all kind of developed, and then it was like a joke, like, hey, I'm the dancing beard guy. And then it just kind of snowballed, and now it's like, well, fuck, I can never shave now. Or if maybe I come to a show, I'll just hang out in the back and just stare at you guys all weird. That's kind of weird, dude. I have a little head, fuck. But, yeah, it just kind of came to be, and the more, I've been doing this my whole life, not the EDM, like I was saying, I've been front center at every show, as passionate as ever in my whole life. I used to get on stage, get kicked off of stages, get kicked out of events, single-handedly getting encores for, like, literally probably hundreds of shows, mostly reggae and hip-hop. And, but that community, yeah, I mean, I was a little chunky kid with dreads, they just throw my ass, get that kid off the stage. But eventually, after years, they're just like, just let him fucking do it. And like, all right, we're sick of throwing his ass out, and then it's developed, and just the networking. I used to work at Lumpy's downtown, Lumpy's, and from there they built Sky Therapy Thursdays. If you don't know, now you know. Therapy Thursdays bringing the biggest heavy hitters in EDM. See you as many Thursdays as they can. But they blessed me with this. It's an honor. They have like this mezzanine, almost like this landing in between the stair sets to go up to the VIP. And somehow or another, I've made the right friends, and they've let me they've kind of allowed me to dance up there, and we'll get some other people up there. But most of the time, I'm just like this one dude rocking it, and it's like, I gotta say, it's not that bad. It's a pretty fun time, and it's been given the opportunity, me being the dancing beard, it's given me the opportunity to meet some other, like, incredible people. Like, the other week we had a meet and greet with Blau, so I wanted to go hang out with Blau. I mean, before he said it, Sky, sign my shirt. This shirt I'm personally wearing right now, I have 2 Dirty Bird artists. I got Satya Rabadi, we got Shiba-san, we have Blau on there. I mean, we hung out with Infected Mushroom and all these guys, and been able to give a little bit of if it's 2 seconds of their time. I'm like, hey, this is Julian, I'm gonna believe it so. But they listen a little bit, and just the opportunity to meet these guys, and it's just slowly building this network and this trust with the community where they're, people are really starting to take notice. I mean, the fact that you reached out to us and heard about us before, we even met personally, I mean, that says a lot that, that we're starting to turn heads. There was a time in the beginning we were grasping for work and like, can we please be a part of this event? It's like, most of it comes out, we don't ask for money or anything, donations help, but most of it's come out of Asher's pocket. He goes out of his way, he lives in fucking Heber, and he drives from fucking Heber for every event, drives all of his stuff down here, pays all of it out of his pocket, and it's just to get it, because it needs to be done. And so, like I said, all the help in the world would mean the world to these guys. So, it just started this materializing and networking, and then the dance and beer just took off, and like, I never thought when I was in high school, when you're doing the testing and shit, they're not like, you're going to be a 32-year-old hype man dancer. That shit was not it. That was more along the lines of, you're going to cut concrete. I was like, fuck. But it's amazing. If you had a dream or something, go for it. You got one life. Just do it safe. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. How do you do dancing beard and
so, yeah, and so Dancing Beard and Rave Relief, they're 2 different entities. If anything, Rave Relief just sponsored me being a dancer, and it turned into it. So they're symbiotic. They help each other out. I've definitely been able to help promote Rave Relief way more as the Dancing Beard than just Julian.
Massively, yeah. I mean, it's a reciprocating process where, like, he gets to promote us, and then we get to say, like, hey, we have the Dancing Beard. Like, come say hi to the Dancing Beard. So that's why we have the friendship that we have, is because we believe in this stuff together, and we want to work together and make it happen. So the Dancing Beard is just Julian taking responsibility for himself as a person who's going to earn money, and being like, I am this like he's the character. He is the dancing beard. That's who Julian
It's
is.
just a tool for me to be able to reach
It's a way
all
to
of you
promote
guys.
himself.
You know, and it's fun though. Like I got
It's
a lot
fun.
of costumes.
It's effective because it's you get to dance and actually make
Yeah,
these shows
fun doing
better
it.
for people. So
You know, and interaction with people is the big thing. It's one thing when you're on stage or behind a booth, but then I get to go out and mingle with people and personally interact with people, and it really makes a big impression. And yeah, it's been crazy. It's a blast. So I got way more costumes than like I have actual regular clothes. Like I got onesies and all sorts of ridiculous stuff. But it's fun. I love my Santa one. It's like put it on, like I just get powered up. When I put on the suit, it's like I'm a whole different dude. It's a blast.
Well, that's what's crazy is that Julian doesn't just dance. He puts effort into getting costumes together.
Oh,
He themes himself. Like I mean, he was the.
There's a lot.
He's been so many.
Sloth, the leprechaun, the Santa, Forrest Gump, and Forrest Bump.
So he's just getting to the point where he's like developing his own characters and fun dancing costumes, and like it's just so authentically creative. I just support it 100. I continue to support it 1,000%.
It's fun being out and around, and people are like, "You're that dancing guy," and I'm like, "It's the dancing beard." Well, but the support's been amazing. Night Spin Collective, it's a bunch of groups of just our local DJs and local talent, that all come together and make a lot of these underground shows happen. Speaking of that, every Groove Tuesday, the Johnny's on Second. You'll see us and Night Spin Collective guys, Cisco, the Disco Clown, he's DJing most of them. Our buddy Nick, or his DJ name's Nine, he was playing last night. So help support those guys, and NSK that's family right there. So Night Spin Collective, give them some love. Those guys have helped me out so much in terms of just support. People are like, how do you do this stuff? It's like, when I'm dancing on stage, I give myself out so much, and then you guys just digest it and chew it up and spit it back, and it just like amplifies it. And now it's just positive feedback loop, and we're really getting some attention. We can't thank you enough for the opportunity to help you guys and to be a part of your life. Like I know that I have more family in our community now that you guys know me more than my mom would hate to hear this, but then my own family does. They can only handle this much of my life, in my secondary life, and I wish I could share more of it. I'd be like, Mom, you'd be so fucking proud of me if you saw how many people that we help, as opposed to, it's not about what we do, it's not about the drugs, it's not about the sex, it's about the community. The last thing we want to get across is like that we're at all promoting any use of drugs at all. That is not what we're trying to do, but we're not naive. Drugs are around, and we're here to give you the tools to at least make your own decisions safely. But in no way, once again, we want to put a staple on that we do not condone the use of drugs, but we do promote safe partying and just dancing in general. Like
we don't condone, but we're also 100,000% there to help you if you.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like both.
It's a gray area. We just try to do it correctly.
But I can condone safety.
Yeah.
Doing something, being informed on decisions. If you're going
that's where the information
do
comes.
Something and you know you're going to, well, there's a dumb way to do it, and there's a smarter way to do it.
So
bottom line. So I want to help people find the smarter way.
And that's why it's so important, the work that you guys are doing, because I feel like a lot of people, especially people who are new to the scene, whose only idea is that it's a place to go and do drugs and get fucked up.
There's so much more.
Those people, when they do have that bad trip, bad experience, they're scared to talk to people. They're scared to ask for help because they think, oh, if I talk to someone and ask for help, I'll get in trouble. But that's why the work that you guys are doing is so important, because you put it out there that, no, you won't get in trouble if you talk to us. We're literally just here to help you through whatever it is you're going through.
I'm a human being, and you're a human being,
and we give a damn. We really do.
In a childlike state of need, and I'm here for you. That's the idea. That's what we do.
Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Very important. Very, very important part of the community.
Thank you very much.
And man, we couldn't do it without you guys, and we wouldn't do it without you guys. It's the family. It's an incredible network that we're all building, and man, just what an honor it is to be a part of it and to be here again.
Like you said earlier, the underground scene in Salt Lake is really exploding.
Oh yeah,
big time. And it is really an honor to be able to be a part of that. And I started this, I guess it's been 2 years ago or so, and it's been really cool to witness starting something and and then actually watching it grow and have it become a thing that connects to other things and connects to other people. And this Salt Lake scene, you know, it's not just about us growing. I mean, it's about, that's one thing that I love about Rave Relief is that when we work with people, like, we're helping them make their show better. Mm-hmm. So every single time we work with a new person, we're making a new connection, and it's about all of us coming up together.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's about working as a team for all of us to come up together. There's no one person who's just gonna be super successful and be the superstar. It's like, no, we're a community. We're the Salt Lake City Underground. I mean, we're gotta come up together.
I love
100%.
Yep.
That's the only way to do it.
Literally everyone that I've been meeting the past few weeks, that is the same. We're all singing the same tune right now, and it's so exciting to see, like, we're literally all coalescing in Salt Lake City, and we all have this same mentality of, it's not just about me, man. We're in this together, and if I succeed, you succeed. Let's help each other, and it is such a beautiful thing, guys. I love that I'm a part of the Salt Lake City EDM scene, and like just this, it's just beautiful. It really is.
It's so much more than just.
It's more than substances. Yeah. It's more than the music. It's the connection.
It saved my life. Saved my life. I know. Yeah, I can't wait to see what's ahead of us. So we got E11. We got some big shows.
Yeah,
stay tuned. So like our page, Rave Relief on Facebook, and we're gonna do our best to maintain a calendar of events, of all the events, even if we can't even attend them. We just want to help grow our community. So if you need to, find something to do on a weekend, like our page, come check us out, and we'll try to keep everybody informed. But
that's another thing about the Salt Lake scene is there's always stuff to do. Like from Thursday to Sunday, there's always so many things to choose from. You don't even know what to choose anymore.
I was going like five nights a week dancing. I mean, my legs are just rocks now, like after conditioning them for years. There was Johnny's on Tuesdays, and then there was Wednesdays when we helped run Bump the Hump at the Moose Lounge, and then there was Therapy Thursdays at the Sky, and then there was our show on, like a warehouse show on Friday and Saturday. So I'm literally like dancing 5 nights a week. So yeah, there's always something to do. If you're fucking bored, hit us up on Rave Relief. We'll let you know what's up. We'll come over and fucking chill at our place, whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of shows and events, what do you guys have going on for Rave Relief coming up?
The big one that I wanted to promote is Incandescence.
Yes.
This is gonna be a big one,
happening in Dell in 3 weeks, Dell, Utah, and it is Friday, June 1st through Sunday, June 3rd.
It's gonna be a camping festival done by some of the best production team and best production value you can put into it from Salt Lake. People have been working non-stop for months to put this together, and they're gonna pull out all the stops. Incandescence is gonna be a memory that you will want for the rest of your life. So please join us if you need to.
Well, it's like it's like an underground show for 3 days.
Yeah. It's amazing. And it's not just EDM too. There's all genres of music. We're gonna have like live music. We're gonna have we're gonna have like some jam bands. We're gonna have and it'll progress throughout the night. We'll have multiple stages, just run by just the most top-notch guys you could have running the show, and it's an honor that we're gonna be there. We're really excited about it, So that's a big one, and I'm gonna mention it one more time. Friday, Art Factory. Cody Lucas's or Mr. Pinky's fundraiser party from Omnimity Moons. Thank you, Omar, for putting this together. All the proceeds go to Cody Lucas's family. And, all the love for that kid. He gave it up for everybody else. And then, and then we got the green light pretty much on the 11. We got to do a little bit of howdy do's and what's up and crossing some.
We have a lot of logistics to go through.
But
it's very possible we
hoping with the green light.
Yeah.
And, like I said, there's always something. At our new warehouse, we got stuff at least 1 or 2 nights a week. But in terms of those are the bigger ones that are coming up. Hopefully we'll be at Bonanza. We were at Bonanza last year, which is an incredible music festival up in Heber. If you don't know about Bonanza, check it out. That's from Live Night Events. Thank you, LNE guys. And then, we won't probably be there, but there's just our music scene is amazing. We have, I'm a big reggae fan, so I'm just going to blast it but Reggae Rise Up. We got Stephen Marley. We got Steel Pulse. We got the biggest of the big in reggae coming. Our scene's blowing up, and we just need more support from family like you on the other side to help us make our dream come true of helping the masses and having fun doing it. And a little bit of dancing and stuff.
Yeah, dancing.
It's the best.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Let's see. So, I've gone over how you guys formed, what you guys have done. Let's see, you've talked about the dancing beard. Let's see. So, how exactly does like being a chapter of Dance Safe? How does that play into like your operations here as Rave Relief?
So what it does is it gives us the officialness of the 501(c)(3) being a registered nonprofit. Like that's a really big deal. But also, they allow us, like, the benefit of being a chapter is that they will legally represent us if we ever get into any situations that's, I mean, there hasn't been, and they haven't really had anything that's gone bad. But if it's really the security of a larger organization behind you, of like a legal team, pretty cool. So that's important. But also they give us the ability to sell substance testing kits.
Okay.
Because Rave Relief, I mean, I started Rave Relief, but I don't have access to those kits. Dance Safe makes them. They have their own. So because of that, we can get them at cheaper prices, and then we can sell substance testing kits so people can check their own substances, make sure, see what it is that they're taking.
It's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
very important.
It's massively important, actually. Yeah. And eventually, I really, really, really want to move towards doing substance checking at events.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
There's a gray area that we're trying to figure out.
Dance Safe already does it at a lot of events in California and other ones, but it's just not 100% every time. It's a gray area.
Yeah.
Now, something I can elaborate on the substance testing. The reason that it really is legally safe is that essentially what happens is that you put the substance, whatever it is, a grain of sand's worth, and then you put the reagent onto that grain of sand of whatever it is, and then the chemical reaction that gives you a color that tells you what it is destroys it.
Uh-huh.
So legally,
it's
compound.
gone. So
Okay.
all you're getting is feedback about what it was.
Huh.
So it's
Does that
no
make
longer.
sense?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, that was an MDMA-like substance.
Huh.
As long as we don't have any contact with it,
But if I don't say it was, it's gone now. There's nothing. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
that's what that was, and now it's gone. So, and then they say, oh, thank you, it's good to know that that's what that was, and then they just walk.
So there's some legalities that we're gonna try to have to figure out, but it's paramount.
There's some specifications with logistics of how you have to do that interaction. It's very important because I don't, like, for instance, we can't tell anybody, I can't say anybody that's safe.
Yeah.
I can't even say that something is safer.
Exactly.
There's no such thing as safer. There isn't. It just is what it is.
Yep.
And there's risks. There isn't, like, it's funny because our name is Dance Safe, but I can't guarantee, I can't say, like, if
It's more
we
of
do
a
checking, if we do
suggestion.
yeah,
Try to
then
get you
I
dancing
can't
safe
tell them,
people.
like, yes, you can do that, that's safe.
Yeah.
No, it is always personal responsibility. We are there as a service to you to use for your own knowledge.
Exactly.
To make your own best decisions. That's why we're there, but, we're not responsible for it in general. It's personal responsibility. And community, of course, but personal responsibility is important because if you make stupid decisions, it can hurt a lot of other people around yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's really interesting. I'm glad you taught me that because I've actually never, I've heard about on-site testing, several times in the past, but my thought every time it's come up has been, who in their right mind will go up to this random table of people and ask, hey, can you tell me what this is? So the fact that you've explained that part of why it's a doable thing, because technically it's not that anymore, that makes a lot more sense to me now.
And there's also methods that is used sometimes. So if we don't want to do on-site testing at our main booth, sometimes what we'll do, Dance Safe does this, just to make people feel more comfortable, is that they'll come over and say, I want to do substance checking. And then there'll be a booth within Vision, and then we say, you go there to do it.
Oh.
Does that make sense? So then that's not actually happening at our booth, and it doesn't mix up, the logistics doesn't mix up.
Hands are staying clean.
With people. It's like, they say, hey, I want to get this done. We say, oh, okay, we do that at that booth over there. And then that booth is just for that, and it's set up specifically. So there's processes, there's some intelligent things we can do to make it more possible, but basically from a promoter's perspective, they might think that us doing that service is promoting substances, which it isn't. It's promoting someone knowing what they're doing before they do something to their body.
Exactly.
They have to know. They have to be as informed as possible about what they're about to do to themselves.
Mm-hmm. And then so Dance Safe is also they've sent us a bunch of information pamphlets.
There's no promotion. There's no. There's no distribution. There's no anything. It's literally just we want to give you the information you need to keep yourself safe.
The tools, So like Dance Safe sent us a bunch of pamphlets, and there are all these information of pretty much whatever drug, you know, and it's straight up. It's not like a player's card or anything like that. It's not like a rookie of the year card. It's just like these cards with information about each and every drug, what it is, what it does to affect you, side effects, and this and that. It's the information. We want to give you guys the tools to have what you need to make your own decisions, and we're here to help you along the way. But you got to dance safe, people.
Remember, it was bodily health, sanctuary, and information. That's our third thing, because information is...
If anything, it's one of the most...
We need to feed you all the info you need to make the best decision for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal. You know, I just want to help.
Everybody has to get home safe. You know, if one person doesn't make it home from one of our events, then all of it's for nothing. Whether it's a underground garage party or you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars put into some of these productions, but that one person doesn't make it home with, you know, what's the point?
Yeah,
exactly.
What are we doing if we can't protect our community?
You know,
exactly.
So.
We're coming down to like the last few minutes of the show here, and so before the show ends, there is a question that I ask all my guests, because this show is called The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii. What are you guys' dreams in life? What's your vision for rave relief, or you know, just life in general?
We probably both have, different answers.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
I'll go first. How about that?
Please do.
So, rave relief is going to be growing into. I want to build a team of effective volunteers that slowly gains more capacity, so that we are able to do more and more things. And I want to build an effective team with rave relief that grows and is able to be, just be more spread out and helping as many people as possible. But at the same time, for me as a person, rave relief is a non-profit, so it does not exist to make money, and we don't have paid positions. So that means that in my life, I'm gonna have to make money in some way, and
it's
so my intention is I've already started it in a way. I'm starting a clothing company an apparel company called SS Inc.
Okay.
And it is a collaborative company in that I work with different DJs, and then we produce merchandise for them, unique from my company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm really excited. I've just started on my first couple collaborations. They've gone really well, so I'm gonna move forward with more as I go forward. I'm so excited to do that, because I need to be able. I want rave relief to be, it is the nonprofit. It's the heart of this.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we need to make money to live.
Right.
So I also want to start.
Donations, people.
Yeah, the intention is to have a business that is, something that's also at shows.
Still relative,
but it's for profit. It's like for us to make money.
Right.
Right.
To
So
keep
that's
it
why
sustainable.
I want to work with. Yeah, I want to work with DJs. I want to collaborate. That's my dream. I want to collaborate with people and make art that supports them and us.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty sick. What about you, Julian?
Man, where to start? I got lots of dreams for this, man. Like I said, Ash and I have similar direction and goals, but I still have these images in my head of, down the road. It's amazing where we've come in a year and a half.
Road trips.
But we're gonna hopefully get, we'll have a headquarters, and we're building teams. We'd like to, down the road, we're talking years down the road, because I ain't stopping anytime soon. But we're going to have, tour buses. We're going to hit festivals all around the country, at least in my dream. Let's go to hit them all, and let's, do like rave relief, rave review. Let me go to show you behind the scenes, like on stage, in the crowd, with vendors and
review. That's a great idea.
With vendors and talking to the patrons and the guys throwing the shows and promoting the shows, and just the insides and outsides, from setup to takedown and cleanup. Rave relief isn't just there to give water. We show up early, we leave late, and we make sure everything's done right. So one of my dreams is, let's get some tour buses. Let's travel around the country, and let's infect as many people with the love of this family that we have. So tour bus, headquarters. I also want to start my own.
If Rave Relief can do a summer where we travel from festival to festival.
When we do it.
I want to do that. I want to have us travel from festival to festival through a summer, and then when we do that, I want to make us big enough, and I want to make enough noise and attention in a positive way that they give us our own essentially not just a booth at one of these festivals, but our own little theme camp at the festival, so that we can actually have our own small stage, maybe even, and then be touring to these different festivals and actually be putting on our own thing when we're there. So
we're gonna be a household.
That's what I want to do.
We're gonna be a household name. Yeah. We're gonna have
Rave Relief to see the
tampons,
logo and know
fucking
that they
underwear. We're gonna have chapstick, Rave Relief lighters, Rave Relief, whatever the fuck you need. Rave Relief. So we're gonna hope we get some merch. We got more dreams. So we're gonna have the headquarters. We're gonna have the tour buses. I also want to start my own clothing line, the Dancing Beers Dance Gear, because I have ripped way too many pants. I drop it low, so I need some help, so that's another dream. I want to make some of my own dance gears or apparel or, down the road, but some sponsorships. If any guys like Electro Threads, hook it up. I will burn through dance shoes, and I will rep them till the day I die, but give me some love, Electro Threads. And then what else? I mean, if I could do maybe a couple more shout-outs. If you're young talent and you need to find some management, M&M Productions, Mateo Negro, he is my man, and he started in this new production company. He's amazing. We're going to have a studio, top of the state-of-the-art, everything. So if you have some talent, it doesn't need to be EDM, it could be whatever. If you have local talent and you need some help blossoming and some growth with some people that will help you grow, check out M&M Management, Mateo Negro, he's the man. Once again, Light Tribe, thank you. There's so many people
we could shout out for days.
Yeah, so if anything, we'll have to come back on the show and give more shout outs. But,
for sure. But yeah, so this is actually like the end of the show now, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me again. I appreciate you guys being here. Again, everyone, we've been here with Julian and Asher of Rave Relief. We've been learning about Rave Relief, Utah's local dance safe chapter tonight. This is the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. And before I go and play this final song, I wanted to say once again thank you so much to Global Cop and Rondon and all the station managers at MSP Waves Radio for helping me set up this show and for supporting my efforts every step along the way. And thank you so much to everybody who's been tuning in for the past 2 hours. You guys are all awesome. I love you guys. Thank